Greetings, my name is Sam. I'm a business owner and a business coach. In this video, I'll show you how you can change to become a sure success if you implement few changes in your daily habits. Also, you will see how the accumulative effects of practicing these daily habits will make you far more successful person who can run and manage much larger responsibilities from what you're currently doing. Okay, if I ask you, how can you be 10 times more effective? What would you say? Probably you will say, no way. But be patient and let me give you some tips that worked well for me. But first, let's discuss how a person's effectiveness is measured. For me, it's measured by the value that your action yields. In business, value is measured in many ways, including financial values and non-financial values like staff loyalty, staff motivation, health and safety, operations effectiveness, and many others. But since financials are easy to calculate, then for simplicity, we will use money to measure the value. So when you are working in a company as a money-producing worker, like a frontline technician or a frontline worker, then simply the company is paying you an hourly rate and charging your time to the customers at a high value. So the value created is the difference between these two values. This is, of course, is very crude math because there are so many other cost factors like holiday and sick pay, other entitlements, and many other factors. Now let's run this common scenario. With the pressure of life and inflation, this causes prices to go up. Then you go to your boss and ask for a pay rise, as you've been in the company for a long time and you're honest, loyal, and hardworking employee. So perhaps the company is compelled to increase your pay. Now the value that you produce has shrunk due to your wage increase. Also, the company have recently signed a larger contract with their main client. During the negotiations, the client bargained and pushed the prices down. You see now that the value has squeezed hard again. At first glance, this looks like a recipe for a disaster. But wait, this is not the full story. I just mentioned that the company have signed a larger contract so that there could be multiple opportunities for growth. For us to provide a high value, it's essential to be in a growth environment, as there will be a lot of disruption with growth, which in turn creates great opportunities for all of us. So if you are in a stagnant company or industry, then I would advise you to look for an industry with growth potential for hopefully decades ahead. You don't want to be stuck in a stagnant or declining environment. Still, you will ask, how can I provide extra value? I'm too busy. How can I progress forward and how can I produce more value? The answer is that you need a mind shift. Mind shift is similar to changing our DNA, and that's not so easy. But you have to if you want to be a successful person. Mind shift, that sounds like a cliche. But the reality, you need to think and act differently to help you think and believe that you will become the person that you wish to be in the future. The future you is a different person. It is you, but with far more knowledge, wisdom, and expertise that allows you to manage much bigger responsibilities with ease. So far, I have given you a general idea about the subject of how to increase your effectiveness. Now I'm going to go through some finer details. Here we go. First, you have to do the following important exercise. You should create a simple journal to write and examine every task that you do from the moment that you wake up until you go to sleep at night, and analyze each task to see what tasks provides value and analyze the trivial tasks that you do throughout the day. For example, how much time do you spend on social media? How much time do you spend on emails? And are all these necessary? And are they helping you moving forward with your personal and business objectives? How much time do you spend watching and discussing the daily news? Is it important to know how Jacinda's newborn baby is doing? Or what's happening with Britney Spears' messed up life? We allow so many things throughout the day to clog our mind with rubbish. That leaves no space left for us to fill our heads with good stuff. They say that you are what you eat. This applies not just for food consumption, but also applies to what you consume mentally throughout the day. The subject of time management is super important, and it requires at least 1 or 2 dedicated videos to cover it well. I promise you that I will cover this subject in another video. But for now, I want you to believe that it is possible for you to be more efficient. And let's say that I managed to help you shaving off 3 hours of your day every day. What would you do with this extra time? I can assure you that it will be filled with other types of trivia if you are not careful. Instead, you need to be super focused and locked on what you want to achieve. To increase our value, we have to focus on the following 3 things. 1. How can I examine and improve what I'm doing daily? 2nd, how can I learn new things that can help me improve daily? 3rd, how can I improve my subordinates and colleagues' knowledge? At the end of the day, each day, all of us have to ask ourselves the following. Have I improved my knowledge so I can do my boss's job? 2nd, have I improved my colleagues' knowledge so they can take my place and help us all to grow further? 3rd, have I improved the company's bottom line so the company can pay me more? You have to think that your new knowledge and your coaching for your subordinates will increase your leverage massively. If you are just working hard, as most of us do, you are working in a similar way to a simple bike that is running on 1 gear. If you want to run faster, then you have to work much harder and soon you'll be puffed out. Comparing that to a modern bike with multiple gears, which enables the bike to run much faster with less energy. Think of your new accumulative knowledge and upskilling of your subordinates is like the well-oiled engine with multiple gears. Your success becomes not just about your output, instead it will be about the value that you create through upskilling your team. This concept was well described by Andrew Grove in his book, High Output Management. Andrew Grove was Intel CEO who helped Intel to become the new dominant microprocessor developer and manufacturer. It's a great book. I highly recommend reading it. Think of the accumulative effects of your actions above. If you are constantly and diligently working on it, do you think that your value and skills will not be noticed? Don't you think that your mana and your respect will skyrocket by your colleagues and management team? It sounds a bit difficult, but it's not, because you don't have to improve by a mile a day. Instead, focus on progressing a foot or a meter a day. You just need to be disciplined to do it daily. I personally have done it for many years, and it became easily programmed and integrated in my day. It became my new DNA. It doesn't matter if you are an employee or a business owner. The same applies. Business owners have to report to their customers who employs them. So we are all employed one way or another. This is the exact strategy that I have taken and helped me from being an inexperienced migrant with no money to a successful business owner with 150 highly engaged employees. So imagine every day you are not just doing your job, but always thinking of how to do it better and faster and safer. Also, you are a student learning new skills from your superiors, from your mentors, books, and other means like researching the internet. Also, YouTube is a great source of knowledge. Also, you're a teacher, teaching your subordinates and coaching them to improve. How effective and motivated will your team be when it is all done constantly? Think if you and your team is diligent in doing the above every day. What's the accumulative effect for you and your team? How much will your worth grow every year? And where will you be in 5 and 10 years? Imagine that you are not just learning and improving on your trade, but also learning the following as well: leadership, management, finance, strategy, psychology, history, philosophy, and new techniques and tactics that you were not aware of in the past. What sort of person would you be? Otherwise, if you keep being busy with whatever you're doing today, finish work, go home, have dinner, and watch TV, and then go to sleep, do you think you will be able to improve much? Here is how I did it and continue to do it since 2010. First, working with my team to establish significant trust and harmony. Second, by selling to my team and people around me the value of learning. 3, by taming my ego and put it aside to make me far better listener and better person in terms of being compassionate, cooperative, and wanting everyone to improve. 4, by being brutal with my time management and removing so many trivial things that I used to do. 5, I listen to audio books while I'm on the road and when I'm exercising. 6, I got interested in history and philosophy so much that I mainly watch documentaries and historical TV series, as these teaches you life, how people think and behave, and learn from history's mistakes and triumphs. Also, you can start to relate them and apply these lessons learned in your life challenges and opportunities. This enabled me and my associates to play the game of life and business at a much better level, and I hope I can share with you how to do it in more details. A lot of credit in this for Dr. Stephen Covey, as I learned from reading his best-selling book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This book is one of the best business and self-development books I have ever read. Well, you might think that I'm too busy with the above and not having time for my personal life. I can assure you that this is not the case. Due to me being very disciplined in my time management, I have time to socialize and spend quality and relaxing time with family and friends. Also, I have time to do many recreational activities like mountain biking, trail running, skiing, and swimming. I would like to share with you the golden nuggets from many of the best brains in the history and in business. I have read few hundred books covering the best business operators in modern history. Also, I have studied many of the ancient successful leaders across history in Europe, Middle East, China, and Far East. And I would like to share their best lessons learned from them with you. Feel free to contact me if you're keen to know more. My email address is sam@takeyouthere.co.nz. Also check my website www.takeyouthere.co.nz. Also, please click like if you enjoyed and benefited from this video. Thank you very much.